Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another video, another review. This time it's a Tom Ford private blend and it's called Santal Blush. Now, I got myself a 10 ml decant and I've given this away, quite a few of them actually. I planned to do this review last week, but it's been so busy at work that I just couldn't get myself to do a review. Anyways, better late than never. So, Santal Blush came out in 2011, Parfumeur Jan Vasnier. Now, this fragrance is trying to do what all major houses have done. All major houses, pick any. They've got at least one fragrance dedicated to sandalwood. Acqua di Parma, Sandalo, which I've reviewed, Diptyque, Tandao, which is a very good sandalwood fragrance. Chanel has got two, Egoiste and Bois d'Isles. So every major house has got at least one fragrance dedicated to sandalwood. So this one is no slouch, beautiful sandalwood. So what they've done is they've only focused on the top note of sandalwood. Now the top note of sandalwood is very aromatic but very airy, and it doesn't have the kind of nuances that you would find in Mysore sandalwood. Yeah, so they've only focused on the beautifully aromatic, beautifully charismatic opening or the top note of sandalwood. Yeah, if you ever have smelt genuine sandalwood, you'll know that sandalwood goes through quite a few transitions. This one emulates only the top note and it uses Australian sandalwood. Now, sandalwood happens to be my favorite note, and I've got good experience with Indian sandalwood and Mysore sandalwood, which are quite different. But I've got no experience with Australian sandalwood. Well, very little. I've smelt Tandao, which uses Australian sandalwood, and this one uses Australian sandalwood as well. And I immediately see that there's a big difference between Australian sandalwood and Mysore sandalwood. Mysore sandalwood obviously is very rarely used nowadays, if at all, because it's extremely expensive and it's a protected commodity. So naturally everybody is going towards Australian sandalwood. And it's a very nice fragrance, very nice scent. It's got the same sandalwood profile, but it's even more diffusive. It goes off your skin, flies off beautifully. Normally sandalwood tends to stay close to your skin, and as it matures, it turns even more divine. It's a very beautiful, pure scent. And that's what they've done. They've made sure that the purity, the aromatic airiness of the top note of sandalwood is there in ample quantity. Along with sandalwood, they've used a very beautiful cinnamon. The cinnamon doesn't smell like the cinnamon you are normally used to in designers. For example, Jaipur has a beautiful cinnamon, but the cinnamon here is nothing like the cinnamon used here in Jaipur. It's very reminiscent of pure cinnamon essential oil. Now, if you've ever tried essential oil cinnamon, you'll be amazed. You don't need to wear any, this is strong, any fragrance for that day. If you apply it on your skin, and if you do, bear in mind, this will pinch on your skin. It irritates your skin. So be very careful. If you have sensitive skin, don't apply it on your skin. Apply it on a cotton ball and leave it next to you, and you'll realize how beautiful cinnamon smells. That's what they've done. Very opulent, rich, aromatic cinnamon combined with the top note of sandalwood. And along with that, they've brought in two sort of herbs that I have never smelt or imagined that would be there in this fragrance, which allows the fragrance to have beautiful depth. One is fenugreek. Now, if you've eaten Indian curry, especially curry like methi chicken or methi lamb, it'll come out of your skin next day. So fenugreek is a very, very strong herb. It's used in almost all tadka dals. If you have tried the Indian tadka dal, the famous tadka dal. Now, that smell, if you put it here, it would have destroyed the composition. So it's basically a hidden note, and it adds the amount of body and volume to the fragrance. I don't smell fenugreek, but it's mentioned. Similarly, there's a note of cumin here, which I don't get. So there's no body odor. Maybe just a slight hint of fenugreek that I get, and it makes the fragrance amazing. The opening of this fragrance is absolutely stunning. Take nothing away from it. When the fragrance dries down, it brings in a note of cedar, and all the beautiful, airy, aromatic, beautiful elements just diminish. They just go away. And it's basically a very clean, woody smell that sandalwood has. The kind of smell you would get in a sandalwood soap. So it goes down the route of a clean sandalwood note with cedar and other elements, like, I think there's a floral note of jasmine, which I don't get, but there's a slight hint of rose, almost like rose water. So you can imagine how delicate the fragrance becomes. It is delicate, but it's got a lot of volume when it starts. But towards the end, it's mostly cedar, along with a very clean, airy sandalwood. Very clean, the kind of smell you get in a spa, in a health spa, or in a sandalwood soap, along with rose. Very tiny hint of rose, very tiny hint. And clean is the word. The fragrance becomes cleaner, but not soapy. So all in all, this fragrance really is one of the great sandalwood fragrances, in my opinion. So, upsides and downsides. Number one pro of the fragrance is the fragrance, when you first spray it, it just takes you by surprise. How beautiful, how aromatic, how high quality this fragrance smells. The notes they've used is just amazing. The fragrance starts off beautifully. That's the number one pro. It's a great experience in sandalwood. Yeah. Number two pro is the performance. The fragrance is a very long fragrance, but I don't get the normal sandalwood feel towards the end. That's what I wanted to make sure I captured in this review. It doesn't give me that creamy, that depth of sandalwood that you normally get in normal, good, high quality sandalwood fragrances. It's not there towards the end. But it's a very long fragrance. 8 to 10 hours is not even a jog in the park. It's quite an easy one. Number three pro, it's a very professional, very sophisticated, very elegant fragrance. This fragrance knows exactly what it's trying to do and delivers that. It's a very elegant fragrance. It smells classy, elegant, doesn't try too hard, but extremely aromatic and extremely well composed. So those are the three upsides. The downside. The biggest downside of this fragrance is when it starts off, you think you're on to an absolute winner. It smells dazzling. For the first 2 hours, it projects, it smells absolutely dazzling, right? But then after 3 hours, the projection comes down, and after about 4 or 5 hours, the scent loses all its beautiful charm that is there in the opening of the fragrance. It really diminishes. It really falls apart. I wouldn't say falls apart. I would say it really loses all its amazing charismatic opening that it has. Really, all those elements go away. But first 2 or 3 hours are joy. Absolute joy to wear this fragrance. Number two downside, value for money. Private blends are expensive. When you pay so much money for a fragrance like this, you basically feel that it's not delivering what you paid for. That's why I think best option is to have a little decant and spray it whenever you want to impress somebody with your amazing sense of scent. So value for money is low because all the beautiful elements, they go after about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. So it really hurts paying that much money, private blend kind of money. Number three downside, it's marketed for women. It comes across as unisex. That could be a problem for some people. If you're looking for a really masculine sandalwood fragrance, I would say Egoist, Chanel, which I'll review soon, or Acqua di Parma, Colonia, Sandalo, which I've reviewed. That's really masculine. So those are the three downsides. Now, occasions. I think this is a daytime or an evening time scent. Very versatile. It'll work in any weather. So sandalwoods generally tend to work in any weather, unless it's been paired up with a note which makes it unwearable. For example, Private Label. It's very smoky. It's got a lovely sandalwood. It's very smoky. You couldn't wear that in summer or hot weather. So this is quite versatile. You could wear this evening time, daytime. It has a feel of expensive fragrance. So you can wear this to a special occasion like a wedding or something like that. It really impresses people, and really flies off your skin for 3-4 hours, 2 to 3 hours max. And that's what tells me that this is a special occasion fragrance. Age groups, any age group. I wouldn't have any problems recommending this to a 20-year-old or a 60-year-old. There is absolutely no reason why you couldn't enjoy this. Yeah, it's a beautifully sophisticated, elegant sandalwood fragrance. So I think I've covered all aspects. Compliment factor, huge compliment factor. A couple of times my colleagues have asked me, because I was respraying this, because I've been trying to learn this fragrance, and they've asked me, what is that amazing fragrance you're wearing? So I think there's huge compliment factor. That's why I would wear this to a special occasion like a wedding, or where you really want to impress people, like an interview or a first date. Excellent first date fragrance. I'm telling you, this is superb as a first date fragrance. So those are the occasions I would really recommend this. And that's where the decant comes in, you know. Carry this decant, you're going to an interview, spray this, don't go too heavy. It projects a lot and you'll really grab people's attention. It's a fabulous fragrance when it comes to grabbing people's attention. I've witnessed it firsthand. So marks out of 10. It's a hard one, but I'm going to give it a 7. It's one of those fragrances which is beautifully made, but it really diminishes, and then it becomes very hard to justify so much money for this fragrance. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Definitely a decant worthy fragrance. Hope you enjoyed the review, fellas. Take care. Bye-bye.